Start. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody. It's David Bradley here over at Rich Man's Gym. This is the Rich Man's Gym podcast, a personal development podcast dedicated to strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So if you, like me, are looking to level up and then tap into that true potential of yours, my friend, you are in the right place. So thank you so much for being here. So today we are going to be answering or asking. We're going to ask. We're going to forget the. We'll do both. How about we do both? Want to do both? Let's do both. Okay. 5 hard questions that will change your life. So these are 5 hard questions that are going to change your life. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about them. But before I do that, we should probably have a word or two from some of our sponsors, shall we? Let's go.
I remember being at this gas station in the late 90s pumping gas. It was one of those many times that I had tried and failed to quit smoking. And I was in this losing battle with myself to not go in and buy a pack of cigarettes. I felt like I wasn't in control of my body, you know? Nicotine was, because despite my best efforts to not go in and get a pack of cigarettes, I still did. My name is David Bradley, and in 2002, I had a shift in think and found the strength already inside myself to finally stop trying to quit and to start stopping smoking. In my book, How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone, I will give you the exact same shift in think that got me back into the non-smoking section in 3 days. If you're sick and tired of struggling to finally stop smoking cigarettes for good, this book will help you get there. Visit StopDon'tQuit.com and get your copy today. Available on paperback, Kindle, and Audible. StopDon'tQuit.com. That's StopDon'tQuit.com. Meet the MyHi Infrared Sauna Blanket, the world's most portable infrared sauna. Experience the sauna high from the comfort of your own home. Utilizing effective infrared heat to promote a range of health benefits. Calm your mind and body, burn calories, detoxify better and faster. 5 minutes to heat up, 30 to 60 minutes per session, 1 minute to clean. Easily stored in our convenient carry bag. A fraction of the price of a normal sauna. Order yours today at richmansgym.com/myhi. That's richmansgym.com/myhi. richmansgym.com/myhi.
Okay, we're back. All right, so 5 hard questions that'll change your life. All right, so listen, a couple weeks ago, I got an email, and in the email, there are the 5 questions I'm going to be sharing with you. And as I read them, as I'm going through them, I'm realizing that, man, the answers to these questions, like these 5 questions, when you put an answer on them, can change your life and change your life for the better. So I want to go over the 5 hard questions with you. I'll go over them real quick, right? And then we're going to break them down. And we're going to talk about, more importantly, what to do about them now that you've got them. Okay, first question. Are you as financially well off as you would like to be? Great question. Second one is, are you achieving your life goals? I'll talk about that. We'll go in depth on that one for sure. Third thing is, are you tolerating a job you dislike? Fourth question is, do you have friends you feel truly close to? So important, right? And then the final question, number 5, is, are you enjoying life? Have you ever ran down those before? Really sat with them? So that's what we're going to do today. First thing we should look at is, as you heard these questions, as I'm reading them off to you, how did you answer them right out of the gate? When you look at them, and I also believe one of the reasons they are hard questions is that they are polar questions. These are yes or no questions. There is no actual maybe or sort of or well, it depends, right? These are yes or no questions. And if you're trying to get around yes or no with a maybe or it depends, allow me to suggest that it's because you are not ready to admit that the real answer might be no. So now that reality has come to bear, let me say this. If the answers are no, it's okay. One of the first steps to conscious creation is to look at your present situation and just see it. Confront it. The word confront literally means with face, to face up to something. But these answers, yes or no, or some poor attempt at maybe, these answers are how you start. And if the answer is no, and since that is okay, we can now go about creating something better. You like that? So question number 1 was what? You remember what it was? Are you as financially well off as you want to be? What'd you come up with? What was your gut on that? I hope, frankly, that the answer to that was no, because the first 5 hard questions that will change your life is literally asking you to confront your current financial condition. Are you as financially well off as you would like to be? And again, that's a yes or a no type of a question. And if the answer is no, and I suspect it is for a lot of you, it's time to get your money right. And that starts with you getting right with your money. Well, what? Yes, when I say it's time to get your money right, the first thing we need to think about is you getting right with your money. Because what I mean by that is that there is a really good chance, very good chance, that you were taught some real untruths about money as you grew up. Let's get a couple let's just get a couple things straight. Money is an inanimate object. It's not evil, nor will it make you happy. You make you happy. Money is simply a tool, and it will provide you with choices and freedom. It is the love of money for money's sake that gets people into trouble. See the difference? And it is also to say that the acquisition of money or lack thereof will reveal one's true character. The reason this question comes first is that we live on an economic planet, and no matter how you slice it, money makes the world go round. It's incredibly abundant. You can have as much of it as you want. The question now becomes, can you collect enough money to handle the other 4 questions? So now if you go over to the blog that accompanies the podcast, richmansgym.com, and you find the blog post about these 5 hard questions that will change your life, I've got a couple recommendations for you in terms of books about getting right with your money and getting your money right. First one is going to be the Millionaire Booklet by Grant Cardone. Check that book out. You can get it on Amazon. There's a link on my website when you go to richmansgym.com. Check that book out. Read that. Super duper simple. Simple doesn't mean easy, but man, here's a way to do it. Second question was what? Are you achieving your life goals? So do you remember when you were a kid and people said, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? They ask you if you're going to be like your mom or your dad or what they do. People used to ask me all the time, you're going to play the organ in the choir like your dad does? What did you say? And the answer to that was no. What did you say? What did you want to be? What did you want to do? What did you want to have when you were a kid? One thing I think I can guarantee that your answers probably at the time had 0 limits on it. I remember telling my Aunt Maureen when I was a kid that I wanted to play second base for the Dodgers and be an astronaut. So now think about this. What if what you said back then doesn't match or is not matching your current reality? Now, again, that's okay. Legit, it's okay. You're here now, and the reasons it's not matching your current reality, simple, very easy, simple, and it's another reason why these are hard questions. You just didn't give it enough fuel. I didn't give playing second base for the Dodgers enough fuel. I didn't give being an astronaut enough fuel. Do not waste any time moving forward on blame or excuses. Stop trying to explain it away and instead go look for fuel. Maybe you just need a new goal. I don't know. But what I do know is that somewhere along the line, you and I stopped giving fuel to your goals and to your dreams. You stopped dreaming big, and then your interest began to decline. You got a little bit bored, and you got frustrated, and you got downright pissed off about the whole thing, which leads to some internal depression. You drew some false conclusions about the whole thing being real or not, or maybe it's not for me, and you quit. Great news, though. You can start over. You can always start over. You are never to insert bullshit excuse right here. Never too old. You're never too anything. Just set some. Look, William Shatner went to space in his 90s. Trust me, you're not too old. Start setting some goals. Make them big. Make them exciting. They should be a bit scary, and then take action. Lots of it. So speaking of Grant Cardone, mentioned him earlier over at richmansgym.com. There's a link for if you need help with dreaming big and doing more. Make sure you read the 10X rule. Great place to start. Great place to start. Third question. And this one's important. Are you tolerating a job you dislike? Man, imagine just handling this one for just a second. What would that do for your overall well-being? Most of us spend more time at work than at play. Also, okay. Work is life, literally. And if you find that you are not as financially well off as you would like to be, and you are not working towards your goals and dreams, it is time to upgrade your source of income and revenue. If you do not like what you do for a living, no wonder you are not where you'd like to be. So I saw this great quote. It said, find 3 hobbies. This is a killer quote. Write it down. Find 3 hobbies. One that makes you smart, one that makes you wealthy, one that makes you fit. Oh, man. You like that idea? I do. And why shouldn't your income come from something that benefits you? Oh, because that's not how the real world works? I beg to differ. Who taught you that? How does what you do help others? Because one of the most valuable lessons I've ever learned in my entire life is that as long as you are in the service of others, you will always be on purpose. Your legacy will be built, and it is built on the people and the lives that you impact. So if you're feeling off purpose and you hate what you're doing, there is no need to continue to introvert when you can make the decision to extrovert and go out and get yourself lost in the service of other people. When you take a look at self-made millionaires, and most of them are, by the way, it's a myth that most millionaires were handed something or grandfathered money down. They created something that served and helped a ton of people. In that millionaire book, Grant Cardone says you want to make $1 million, find a way to help 1 million people. And why not, while you're at it, start right where you work right now. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to blow out of that thing yet, at least not yet. Because listen, wherever you go, there you are. Where you go, you take you with you. So find ways to serve people first where you're at and then upgrade from there. Fourth question, number 4. Do you have friends you truly feel close to? Yes or no? Now tell me if you've heard this one before. You are the sum total of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Every freaking guru on the planet at any given time has said something to this effect. The people around you shape you. Even Jesus Christ knew this reality, so much so that he went out and got 12, not 5, 12. They shape you, you shape them. Iron sharpens iron. Your friends and their attitudes and their beliefs will become yours. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb here and argue that attitudes are more contagious than a disease. Break that word down for a second. Dis-ease. You get that? If the people around you are taking you out of ease, out of flow, out of peace and joy, it is time to upgrade your circle of friends. If your friends have given up on their dreams, if your friends have settled for less, if they are apathetic, if they are hopeless, they are dangerous and will only hurt you. Even when they try to help you out of love, they will hurt you. It is time to get new friends that will help you, that will encourage you, that will push you, that will enable you to say yes to all of the questions above. And hey, listen, you can't do it alone. Again, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, knew he needed at least 12 people to help him get his mission accomplished. Upgrade your friends. Fifth and final question, are you enjoying life? Life should be enjoyed, period. Look, let's be real, okay? There are a lot of people on this planet right now who are not enjoying life. In fact, they're not only not enjoying life, but they're in actual suffering. So part of hitting the first 4 questions right should be about helping more people suffer less and enjoy life more. Life should be enjoyed. Now, that's not to say that suffering is not a natural part of life and living, and it makes it possible to appreciate all the goodness that life has to offer. Short example on that, my mother, she passed away from cancer in 1998. She suffered through that. My father and I suffered through that. But I promise you, I came out closer to my mom and my dad as a result, and I enjoy life better now. I feel more connected to her than I ever have because she's not occupying a physical body, so she's everywhere at once. And my dad and I are closer than we've ever been before as well. So I want to give you, so there's value in suffering. That counts for body, mind, and spirit. Again, it's Rich Man's Gym, strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. Suffering helps you enjoy life better. But what kind of suffering are we talking about? So I want to give you 3 tips that will help you enjoy life better. 3 tips that when you put these 3 things into practice, you will enjoy life better. I'm going to give you some final thoughts on this entire episode here, and I'm going to cut you loose to go put this stuff into practice. So speaking of practice, tip number 1 to enjoy life better is to actually practice gratitude. Try incorporating my gratitude 12 exercise into your morning routine, which is where you crack open a notebook, list out 4 things from your past that you're grateful for. There are 4 things back there, I promise you. List out 4 things from your past that you're grateful for. Find 4 things in your present that you are grateful for right now, and then find 4 things in your future that you are grateful for. These are things you're creating. But bring the things you're creating an attitude of gratitude and watch how much faster and better they create. This simple exercise, literally, it will shift your focus from what you lack to what you have and will promote a more positive outlook on life. I promise you that. Number 2 is to be present. Be here in this moment. You know, too often we get all caught up in the past, or we're worried about the future, and we miss out on this moment that we're in, the beauty and the experiences of the here and the now. Being everywhere but here leaves you feeling reckless, out of control. So one of the things that has helped me get more present is to incorporate meditative breath work into my day and practice situational awareness. Observe beauty and look for it everywhere. Step 1, gratitude. Step 2, observe beauty, find it everywhere. be present. Third thing is to pursue passions. Man, get a hobby. Go out, find and indulge in activities that genuinely excite you and fulfill you, whether that's a creative hobby, a sport, a cause that you're passionate about. Dedicating time to your interests will bring you joy and purpose to your life. These pursuits can provide a sense of accomplishment and create lasting memories. And this in and of itself will make your life more enjoyable and meaningful. Okay, so final thoughts. 5 hard questions that'll change your life. What'd you think of these questions? If you work on them and you work them out, they're going to change your life, right? Because as I said a second ago, a while back, if your current reality does not match up with what you think it should be, know first and foremost that there is something you and we can do about it. You are not stuck, no matter how stuck you may feel or even think you are. Look, you are not stuck, no matter how stuck you may feel or think you are. And if your initial answers to the 5 hard questions were no, the simple solution is that in these areas, there is something you just don't know about. Again, simple, not easy. And that is a call to action for you to go out and get the right information and get the right knowledge. And then the last thing, I just want to stress this, that you are not alone in this adventure, in this journey. We all have places in our lives that we need to level up. So if you're listening to this, know that there are other people listening to it right now that are going through the exact same stuff you are. You are not alone. So I want to encourage you at the end of this episode to really look at those questions. Go level up. If you need to see them in writing, head on over to richmansgym.com. Find this blog post, 5 questions that will change your life. Use the questions, answer the questions, work them out, and level up. I would also love to get your 2 cents on this. Leave a comment below. What did you hear that you liked? What of the 5 questions was the hardest question for you? Which one are you going to work on first, right? I want some feedback from you on this one. It's important, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. If there's anything you need help with, feel free to hit me up, leave a comment below. Find me on Twitter over at richmansgym or at David R. Bradley. I'm on the Instagram, David R. Bradley. Anything I can do to help and serve. Thank you so much for listening. This is Rich Man's Gym, strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Thanks for being here.